welcome to the Stupid Equals Funny Second Stupids podcast, everybody. This is episode 5 of Second Screenings, and we're getting into my picks for the series. If you've been following along, each of our esteemed members are movie-going fanatics. Myself, Bane, Tristan, and Gabe, gentlemen.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yep. Hi.
We're all picking movies. We've each got a good and a bad movie. Bane's movies were arguably both bad. We actually had to substitute one out really quickly.
We had to substitute one that was real bad. It was so bad I couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
Which is good because I didn't have to watch it.
You're supposedly going to inflict Stuber upon us at a later date, but
I don't get why.
Yeah.
Out of any movie that could become like the boogeyman of this, it's Stuber. It's such a nothing movie. Like I kind of hate that that's the one that terrifies me.
Yeah. Well,
it's so
you're gonna have nothing to say about it. That's the thing.
We are going to review every single Dave Bautista movie, except for Stuber.
Honestly, I'd be down for that. There's a lot of really good Dave Bautista movies. It's just, you can tell
he was all right in Glass Onion.
Like, he needed a new deck. That's kind of what that movie was. It's like,
yeah,
that's what you're buying your deck with.
Maybe a new lining for the swimming pool or something like that.
New filter. New lighting system in your garage. Yeah.
Well, I'm totally excited to eventually see it, but I will say going into this, it's my picks, and I know for a fact that the next one is going to be a torture session.
Hell yeah.
This one,
listen, we've had 2 weeks. We've had 2 weeks of suspiciously fun and good movies. I'm down for a little bit of trash.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I was worried this movie would not hold up, or like other people wouldn't get it or vibe with it. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Stupids.
Stupidos.
It's great, obviously. So this
is
stupid. Yeah, it's stupid, and it's terrible, and it's great, and it got like 2 and 3s out of 10. It got really panned.
Yeah, this got Razzies, which I don't get how. I do not get
Yeah, there's flaws in it, definitely. I see that watching with a critical eye, but like, it was getting major Razzies, and I really don't see it. I grew up with this one as a kid. I also grew up with the next movie that I picked for next episode. And both of them, I forgot the second one had Tom Arnold, but both of them star Tom Arnold. They're Tom Arnold vehicles. And they're both like action, family, comedy kind of deal.
This is
get ready for the next this episode and the next episode to become the Tom Arnold cast. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's another movie that came out the same year. Tom Arnold had 3 movies in 1 year, and they were all given Razzies. This Carpool and Big Bully, which was
we'll leave you folks to figure out which of the other two is going to be that movie. I think we've said, but hey, they both sound
almost every movie we're going to watch.
We did. We kind of announced them, but
they both sound exciting. Maybe we'll have to check out the other one next time. But this time we watched The Stupids, and this was a childhood favorite for me. I remember it being much longer than it is. In reality, it just barely passes the fucking feature-length runtime.
It's about 90 minutes, not counting credits.
With padding.
With a little bit of padding, yeah.
Lots of padding. Just a little bit.
But yeah, it felt very long as a kid because the movie is just... Like, it makes some sense to me now. I can follow the plot now, but even a couple of years ago when I watched it, it just comes across as just a psychedelic nightmare
that's the best part.
A whirlwind of garbage, literally.
I don't even know if it's psychedelic. It's more like you're strapped to an MRI machine and you're having like a near-death experience and you're hallucinating a life you never lived.
It's David Byrne's album Everything That Happens Will Happen Today, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
it's that one.
This feels like somebody watched a John Waters movie in the middle of a stroke,
Well, this movie
This
movie has some real style to it. I always forget it's John Landis,
it is.
famed movie maker.
Yes.
Yeah,
director of the Twilight Zone, the movie segment. John Landis,
Yeah.
I'm going to hell for saying that. I'm sorry.
No, that's the most famous thing he's ever made, certainly.
Yeah, and he did some episodes of Sliders.
Well, he also made Max Landis.
Who's in this movie?
He was. He was. I have a very important note here. Let me just find it. It says, hang on. This is, let me see. Special guest sex fiend Max Landis.
I wrote Max Landis jump scare.
Indeed. Yeah, but John Landis movie, and the movie's got some fucking style to it. You gotta say that right out the gate.
It does.
It's got. It's kind of like The Sims in a way. It's like.
Oh my god, it is. It's very Simsian.
It is
wacky pseudo suburbia, cartoon fantasy nonsense. We were talking about this before we started, but I realized like 20 minutes in that this is essentially The Simpsons in real life, in like live action Simpsons. Homer Simpson uncovers some stupid, conspiracy, and I could totally see it just being Tom Arnold as Homer Simpson. Gabe, you said you had something about that.
Yeah, so the guy who wrote this movie is named Brent Forrester. And he has done a bunch of stuff. And I specifically have a note here early on of this is not as good overall as some of the stuff he's written for other stuff. And I specifically noted The Office, Mr. Show, and he produced and was one of the head writers of King of the Hill.
Okay.
And The Simpsons, because he wrote at least 2 or 3 Simpsons episodes. One of which is Homer versus Patty and Selma, which is
that's a good one.
The one where Bart does ballet and Susan Sarandon's there and a bunch of other stuff's going on. And also one of my favorites, Lemon of Troy, which is the one where the Shelbyville kids steal the lemon tree.
Well, that's amazing.
So he is a Simpsons writer.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Produced some as well, but it makes sense that you got that vibe, you know.
So I'm looking here. He's written 4 Simpsons episodes. He's written 11 episodes of The Office and directed 4 of them.
Yeah, he did a lot of The Office, and a lot of them are good ones too.
Oh yeah, Blood Drive, The Merger, Product Recall. Yeah, pretty solid episodes.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, apparently this is his big flop, I guess. But I just don't really see it. I mean, there's definitely moments, I have a note where it's let me see, let me get it here. Oh god, I'm just typing random things in now. Well, we're jumping ahead a little. I should go into the plot somewhat, but, to begin with, one of my notes on the second page, some of the jokes are so weirdly flat and unfunny that I'm confused. Some are genuinely funny, and some just go on forever. There's one where it's Tom Arnold with a tire on him, and they just hold on it for 30 seconds.
They really fucking do.
He just plays with it, and then it's why are we here?
It feels like he stops doing his take, and they just keep the camera on him.
He's genuinely stuck for a little bit.
Yeah, they just needed to get to feature length, I guess. So yeah, there's moments like that, and then there's jokes where there's a part in a news station where they're typing something. They're trying to. It's like a lady trying to decide on a headline. And a guy comes over and he gives her a funny headline, and I'm just well, I guess that becomes plot relevant, but it's just so bizarre.
Yeah, it becomes a pseudo runner kind of.
Yeah, it does. I guess.
I also like that joke because it's like a commentary. It's like an HBO because the gag is it's about HBO picking up 2 new shows about aliens, and the joke is alien pilots. That's the joke, is the show pilot about aliens, alien pilots. And I'm also pretty sure the guy in that is this movie's full of cameos.
Yeah, there's a lot of cameos.
I did notice a few, yeah.
There's so many cameos in this movie, and that guy who delivers that line is a cameo. He's one of I don't know if he's friends with Stephen King, but
wow.
I know he was in He's the guy who directed Sleepwalkers. If you've ever heard of that movie.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't, but that's interesting.
And he co-wrote Hocus Pocus. Like he's an actual guy. He's not just like some extra they got, you know.
Oh, he's a real guy. That's crazy.
Well,
yeah, no, I mean the movie's filled with like that guy, you know, character actors.
Yeah, Cronenberg shows up.
Cronenberg, yep.
Really?
Yeah, he's he was working at the post office.
Yeah, he's the guy in charge of the post office. That's
no shit. I did not know that. That's crazy.
This movie has at least 4 notable Canadian filmmakers in it. From either Canadian New Wave or like iconic Canadian eras of film. Because there's also Norman Jewison, who is one of the most famous Canadian directors of all time, and Adam Egoyan as well is also in this movie.
Damn,
like,
who are
there's
they?
Crazy cameos in this. I believe both Norman Jewison and Adam Egoyan are at the TV studio at the end of the film. Norman Jewison is the director directing the TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who you mean.
Which is because, you know, he's a very famous Canadian director, so it's funny to have him do that, you know.
That's really cool. Yeah, interesting info.
There's also, I know this because I recognized his voice when we watched it last time. The guy who runs the deli that Jones
Floyd's Deli.
I recognize his face. I don't know where exactly he's from.
He's the voice of King Koopa in the Super Mario
I had a feeling it was a fucking Mario
so cool.
thing.
I love that. I've always loved Floyd's Deli. I have a note that's just the Floyd's Deli stuff is delightful. I don't know. It's just kind of a lot of this movie comes off as like slow, random a little bit before that even happened.
Yeah.
I mean, getting into the plot, I didn't really write down notes on the plot because I haven't been doing that, and I forgot that I'm like leading this one. But I remember it. Stanley Stupid and his wife are stupid, and their whole family is stupid. The kids are slightly dumber. That's in their name. They, you know, does what it says on the tin. The kids are slightly less dumb than the parents because at one point they're the ones that have to like lead the parents. Like, okay, you gave the keys to him. Okay, you get out of the car.
You swap.
I wrote down here, they're learning.
Yeah, they're evolving. It's great. They live in a big pastel house on a block with every other house that looks the same. Yep. And the house looks like it's kind of like the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers or something.
Yeah,
it looks very like I don't know, whimsical, realistic fantasy or something.
Yeah. It's suburbia personified.
Yeah, and Stanley Stupid discovers the dastardly plot of each week his garbage gets stolen.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that he came across that, like he discovered that so early, because I just realized watching this movie the same thing happens to me.
Oh,
I know, dude.
I can't believe
crazy.
It.
Yeah,
a big thing and it just gets taken away.
Well, I'm starting to think this movie had a few good ideas, but we'll get to that later. This movie's on the money with some things. But yeah, so he goes off. He starts chasing the. He secretly tries to chase down the garbage truck, and I have a note that mentions that just the really fun music throughout the movie. Tristan mentioned you mentioned that you recognize the theme song for whatever reason.
I think it's just the general vibe, because I haven't seen this movie. Watching it through, I've confirmed that.
Hey everybody, Editor Ash here. I just wanted to butt in and say that them talking about the familiarity of the music got me a little curious, so I decided to watch the scene myself. And the part I assume they're talking about is the part here where the Back to the Future theme just plays for no reason. It's in a slightly different key and only plays for a few seconds, so I don't really blame them for missing that. I double checked to see if the guy who composed this movie is the same guy who did any of the music for Back to the Future, and he's not. Anyway, that's enough from me. Back to the video.
Okay.
But I like the vibe of it.
It may be like used in other things, 'cause that happens a lot in
that could happen, yeah. But it's used very well here. There's every time someone is like sneaking, there's like the fucking bongo music that starts playing. There's a really great moment where we'll get to it in a bit. I don't want to. We'll get to it in linear order.
There's ticking in relation to something of the music also.
Yeah, and
while it's ticking on screen, it's ticking from the music. It's like, oh, that's clever. I like that.
There's some cool stuff, and in the scene at the beginning where he starts chasing after the garbage truck, it has this like spooky fucking theremin alien music, like the garbage truck is supposed to be a scary machine monster, and as a little kid, it comes across that way.
Oh yeah.
I wrote down, I love this UFO ass garbage man music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, garbage man and gas masks too. I like that.
For some reason, yeah.
I always viewed that scene as very much like the scene from Back to the Future, where his dad gets inspired by the guy in the suit to write the sci-fi story or whatever. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? In Back to the Future, there's a visual gag where it's like he thinks he's an alien, but it's actually just like a guy in a suit. And it reminds me of that a lot.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. No, I mean, it reminds me of stuff that's like, again, that's in The Simpsons. There's so much stuff here that maybe was just like Simpsons jokes that like wound up like on the cutting room floor and they used them here or something. But it makes a lot of sense that the writer was also a Simpsons writer at one point.
Now
I had
Oh, go on. Oh, okay. Here.
Well, I was
I'll just chime in.
Okay,
Jesus Christ!
Sorry,
Jesus Christ! Gabe, go first.
Okay, Gabe, go first.
I was gonna say I realized early on that every joke that didn't land was not landing because unlike The Simpsons where there's like 18 jokes over the course of a second, in this there's like 2. And if one doesn't land, then the other one comes. And if the other one doesn't land, then you're stuck with those 2 jokes until the scene is over. And that's when I was kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, another issue that sorry, go ahead.
No, go on to this. Go on to this. Mine's a side tangent. Go on.
All right. Well, another issue that I have is, one of my notes, one of the flaws in the movie, a lot of the extras are kind of wooden at times.
Yeah.
And also Tom Arnold is not the best. He's like almost there, but he's not my favorite member of the family. I really like Joan. She's great, even though she mostly just is standing there like mouth agape the whole time. But
she plays that well, I think.
Yeah.
I'll chime in with that on that. He kind of has like this Jack Nicholson face acting at times that he's trying to do.
He does look like a little similar to Jack Nicholson. It's very strange.
In this film,
see that, yeah.
He looks like the most Jack Nicholson-ish he's looked.
Yeah.
But I do like, I like him at times in this because he's obviously like a schlubbish guy, and the character's supposed to be kind of schlubby.
Well, he definitely has his moments. Yeah, it's just there's times where I'm like, he should be doing a little more here. He's not giving it his all, something like that. In the way that like the rest of the family, I don't really feel like they seem to all be trying.
I think you're right, but I also found some enjoyment from some of his lines because I noted here, it's actually the first note I took. Tom Arnold is delivering almost every line in the exact same way that Christian Bale delivers his lines as Patrick Bateman.
Oh my god.
Where when you listen to his delivery, it's all very like I don't want to say breathy, but very like constantly aghast. He always has an upward inflection on stuff, and it reminded me of Patrick Bateman, and I found that very funny.
Interesting. I haven't seen that movie, so I'll have to take your word for it.
We might have to put that in the next season.
Yeah, it's a
you really gotta watch that.
Yeah. I have a note I will forget if I don't mention it here.
Right.
The girl who played the daughter,
Petunia.
Alex McKenna. She was also Sadie Adler in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep, I was gonna say that.
Which I thought was, I remember finding that out and being like, the girl from The Stupids! And
funny enough, her haircut kind of looks like she'd fit in at that time, so, it makes sense.
True. Well, everybody's wearing So like, again with the style, I mean, Tom Arnold is wearing this ridiculous like riverboat suit with this like little hat.
Yeah.
He looks like he's out of the 50s. I mean, it's very like I also want to say it's kind of bully-esque, not really, but like the anachronistic pseudo suburbia thing where it's like a couple of decades mashed together, a little bit of 50s, clearly a lot of 90s. But then the Joan and Petunia both have just these throughout the movie very strange dresses on, very poofy, like prom dress kind of fucking thing.
A little bit, especially on
It's
Petunia.
quite poofy.
She's got very like, it looks like she's got balloons for fucking elbows and shoulders, like.
Yeah, there's one she wears toward the end that I noted that where she's got like watermelons all over the dress, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I guess it's a cute dress, but like, man, it's just quite a costume choice. I don't know who the costume designer is. I'm sure they've been in plenty of things. I like it.
Now. I'll look because I'm curious what else they've done.
I mean, I like the costuming in this. It's all very good for, you know, the stupids and the other people. It all works, you know. It's very...
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh,
I need to know.
Okay, Deborah Nadelman, who... That name probably won't ring any bells. She did the costume design for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
It seems like she's just John Landis's go-to because she did Blues Brothers, American Werewolf in London, Twilight Zone the movie, Michael Jackson's Thriller, basically all of his stuff. I'm baffled that it's the same costume designer of Raiders of the Lost Ark because that has some of what is now the most iconic costume design in film when you really think about it.
You know, Indiana Jones and Stanley Stupid really have a lot in common if you think about it.
True. It's true.
Yeah. Now
they're both solving a mystery.
exactly.
They
Now-
both wear hats.
Ooh,
Exactly.
alright. Nice
And
hats
even
too.
that similar hats, even like it's the same, almost the same kind.
Yeah, brim all around. You know, they don't got time for the baseball cap.
Exactly.
They need protection from all angles of the sun.
None of
Now,
that shit, you know.
I will mention real quick while I got the time. So this actually is based on a series of children's books, also called The Stupids.
Really?
Yeah.
Really. The first
I
one. was
think
in
I knew that at some
1974.
point. I'm gonna need to check out those books.
There's only 4 of them. The last one was in 1989. The Stupids Take Off, which came after The Stupids Die.
They never landed.
David.
Yeah,
David
God.
Tristan. Oh, but
that's
yeah.
great.
So yeah,
I'll
but
have to check that out.
there's some kids books. If they're also apparently very like they were the 62 most challenged books of the entire 2000s. So they like people,
Challenged?
yeah. So it's like people would say, "Hey, this is inappropriate for my kids."
Yeah, you gotta take this out of libraries, take this out of schools, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I see.
It's a very dumb, typically only American thing. Connect for that. Yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is interesting because as the movie continues, Stanley Stupid, continues on his.
Oh my god. The
Hmm?
books have the same dog and cat designs as the movie.
See,
So
I
that's why they looked like that.
kinda
Yeah.
figured, 'cause I knew eventually when we got to that discussion.
That does explain a lot. I wasn't gonna get to it yet, but we'll just put a pin in that. They do
Yeah,
also have a
put a
dog
pin.
and a cat. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stanley is uncovering the garbage mystery, and in the process of uncovering this mystery, he gets I guess he follows the wrong truck, or the truck is secretly held by guys that are bad, or something, or he goes to I think the meeting is happening at the dump where the truck
Junkyard. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
unrelated.
they're unrelated, I guess. So he, the garbage thing leads him into this arms deal that's happening. And I mean, things definitely escalate from there, but it becomes notable that like a lot of the plot winds up being about stupid people believing insane conspiracy theories and God.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's like a not insignificant part of the
Society.
plot. Yeah.
Bottom
yeah.
text.
Yeah. So the wife, Joan, winds up going after Stanley, and because she I don't remember what she thinks. No, wait, no. The kids? Yeah, this is so fucking confusing. I watched this like a few hours ago and I'm confused.
Yeah, I
The
just finished this 2 hours ago, man.
The kids wind up going out of the house on a quest to find their parents because they can't find either of their parents, even though the mom is still there. I think. No, she left for some other reason. Oh,
He's
whatever.
No, she's in the house, and then they want to go look for their dad, and
Right.
they leave a note
They
that
leave the
says
note.
they leave a note, which I took a note of because I do think it's very funny because they have a whole scene where they're just sitting there writing a note, and you don't see what they're writing, and then at the end of the note, the daughter says something like, "And sign it, your kids." And then it shows you the note when the mom comes downstairs and she reads it, and it says, "Police have kidnapped your kids."
Well, because also what she's saying, she's dictating the note, and it's the classic thing where she's like, "But we're going to the police because blah," and Buster is going, police. But it turns out the funny gag is that the only thing he's actually writing is the words that he says out, which in fact spell out "the police have kidnapped your children." So
and
yeah,
I do like that joke. I think
It's
that
a
joke
good
is done
gag.
well.
yeah, it's one of the
quite
good
nice.
ones.
I like it.
So there's a lot of confusion, especially on my behalf. The kids wind up going to a Chinese restaurant to track down their parents because of you just have to follow, just trust the science, guys. Just follow
Yeah,
it.
it's because like a suspicious Asian man
Wait,
put an advertisement for the restaurants like at their door and didn't even knock, and the kids were like, he didn't even knock, he wanted us to find this, and it was just an advertisement for the restaurant, so they just went.
Yeah.
And I actually have it written down here because they find another clue in the restaurant. Inside of another clue, quote unquote, in the fortune cookie saying time flies when you're having fun. So they go to the Times building that's on the corner of something and Fly, except not really, but it's close enough, so whatever.
It's
on the corner of Fun Street and Fly.
Yeah, the Daily Times is at the corner of Fun Street and Fly, and then Buster says, "No, it's at 5th and something," and she goes, "Close enough."
Yeah.
But I wrote down,
It's a dumb
'cause
joke, but I do like it.
they leave without paying, and I wrote
Yeah.
down Chinese food, dine and dashing. Welcome back, Jack Carlson. This is Democracy Manifest.
It did look like a succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah, they got
I
a
would've
lot of
killed
shit
for
at the Chinese place, and I will say the Chinese place continues to be a part of the story for a little bit until it just stops.
Kind of.
Where it comes back in like a silly sequence later, but it never like pays off. The Chinese guy never shows up in the plot again or anything. It's just like a weird red herring, I guess. And in a plot, as I'm trying to explain it, I would have
they're
to.
silly and stupid, and they take everything as a hint.
Yeah, I mean, explaining the plot of this movie is difficult because you basically need to explain all of the jokes because the plot happens because of stupid jokes. So,
Yeah.
so the characters follow along, like seriously with like, oh, this wacky slapstick thing happened, so now I have to do this or whatever, and it doesn't. It's cartoon logic. It doesn't really follow, but it does. It kind of makes sense when you're watching it. Especially if you're like drunk or high, I would assume. But
Yeah, I wish I had some stuff to smoke before watching this, but that's okay.
it's
I did still think it was pretty.
you know,
enjoyable.
it suffices in being, it's like being high watching it. It's basically the same thing. So the Joan winds up going to. Is it also the Times building?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like
going into the building. She sees the
She-
kids.
Right.
So
She's just driving in the city trying to track down her kids or something, and I guess go to the police, or I think she already ruled out the police.
Yeah, no. The police called and
police-
said, "Hey, listen, your kids are here."
Yeah.
And then she didn't listen to any of the rest of it. She hung up, and it's like, "Oh my god, it's true!
in a
They
fourth
really
wall
did
break.
kidnap my kids."
The movie does a lot of fourth wall breaks, which I don't know if I like or dislike. I think at the time maybe it was a little more Is
I
it
like
a
it as
little better?
style. It's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what this is,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a little old these days, but for the era.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a great sequence where she, well, first of all, she stops her car suddenly in traffic and causes
Slams
like
on
a
the
10 car
brakes.
10 car pile up. It's great.
Yeah.
She gets out of her car and she, I guess, just steals a bunch of fucking wigs from this wig store.
Yeah, straps
and
I wrote down.
You
Do
had to
they
know
pay
that
for anything?
Do they pay for anything? Yeah, no. Well, that's a plot point because they wind up ordering shit to their house and then they leave and the guy's like, "Fuck off!" Like,
why ain't you paying, Mamma Mia?
You've made an enemy out of Floyd's delicatessen. Yeah, it's so she sneaks into this building. For some reason, she wears this wig outfit. Great, stupid bongo music while she's like trying to be sneaky in the dumbest. It's like playing Hitman, where you're like a white guy with a barcode on your head, pretending you're like an Indian man with a turban or whatever. It's an obvious mismatch. Great comedy, good stuff. They run into the kid. She runs into the kids in the Times building, and again, just mad. Somehow they bumble their way into these situations. It's the ultimate, like, you can't follow the plot that closely because it is just like plot convenience drives the film, and that's like that's like how it is.
I appreciated how, like, the sheer luck of these people getting into these situations.
Yeah, well, especially
Yeah.
Stanley, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the computer room at the writers' hall at the Times building. There's these fucking people. We talked about them before. They're writing a headline about 2 alien pilots, haha, TV shows. And through a wacky series of events, go watch the movie. I don't know where you can stream it. Bane, where can you stream it? Or
You
rent
can
it?
stream
Or
it.
like...
Well, there are links if you want to pay to rent it down below, and I'll also include a Tubi link. It's an ad-supported link. We don't get paid for that one, though. So if you do want to support us, click those little Amazon links. Just saying.
Yeah, this is a movie that I personally recommend owning. So, I mean, I don't own it personally.
I like
Yeah. If you
it.
can get it
was
for
a
cheap.
fun watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend getting it for cheap, though.
I think it's like $2.99 for rental, so yeah. That's
Oh
pretty-
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Although
I would
maybe-
absolutely do that.
Well, actually, I would say that it's worth renting. Yes.
Yeah.
Comfortably worth renting.
At some point in this sequence, we forgot to actually mention the horrible abomination CGI cat that shows up, which
Hey,
I
it's
never.
not CGI. It's stop motion.
Is
Stop
it?
motion, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not
Well,
much.
whatever.
Actually,
however
I wrote down,
it works, it doesn't look great.
Whoa, who invited stop motion Heathcliff?
Yeah.
It does look like Heathcliff.
It's very
yeah.
Heathcliff, and then there's a dog too. I think the cat is named Doggy, and the dog is named Kitty. Because
Excellent.
It's
Amazing.
because they're stupid. So
I almost said that's so stupid, but like I have to stop
That's
myself.
That's so The Stupids, 1996,
Like
exactly.
based on
Dumb
the
to
children's
keep
books.
it feels dumb to keep saying how stupid things are, because like that's the whole point. But it's
Yeah,
also
it's
it's
called
the
The
only thing I can
Stupids.
say about it at some points. Like
Yeah.
it's stupid.
It's a very silly movie. Yeah, stupid, silly, plot convenience. Yeah, so there's know going in that this movie has some freaky pets that don't look like they belong in the world at all. I guess it's because it's from a book. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I do
if
think they
you
do that at
if you
one
look in
point.
second screenings, there's a picture of the cat and the dog.
Take a
Oh,
look here.
no, let me see. I see.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, I see that.
the stupid family looks fucking nothing like the actual movie.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. Nothing.
Yeah.
The stupids take off, and what have you done, Tristan? What have you done? I guess the dog and the cat kind of do.
Yeah,
Uh,
like that's the thing. The dog and the cat look basically exactly like they do in the books. It's why they look so weird.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's funny that they didn't try to cast the other characters according to the books at all, but that's
Well,
great.
I mean,
Check
probably
that
easy
out.
to make a stop motion little cat guy.
That's true. Yeah. I do have a note here. How do these characters function? They really are so stupid that they aren't believable if you think about it. I mean, there's stuff where, yeah, it's like this would have to be like this character's first time ever going outside or something if you actually try to take this seriously in any way. Like, the jokes are predicated on the character basically having lived in, like, a vault or something their whole life and not having any experience with the real world.
It's imagine just they all instantly gained sentience today. That's basically what the plot becomes. Like, they had no sentience until, like, that moment.
Yeah, and that's a crucial part of...
You can barely call it sentience, to be honest.
No, I think the dog and the cat are a little better than they are.
They're the smartest people in the room. They really are.
Yeah, they are. That's actually true.
And unfortunately, they weren't there when the stupids, mom, daughter, and son all fuck up the entire computer room at the Times by uploading a photograph into a floppy drive, which causes I guess just a fire. Like, they arson the building, basically, by doing this. Which is very funny now, as we know that's not the way computers work. But, like, you know, in the 90s... I think it was a little more, you could get away with it. Maybe not, actually. Floppy drives were a thing by 96. Like, they were already going out.
People knew how floppy drives were.
Yeah, I wrote down, I hate it when one drive error bricks the whole network.
Yeah.
And through a separate comedy of errors, just gonna note off the runner. Mr. What was it? The kid, or one of the kids? It was the
Buster.
They're looking for Mr. Stupid, and they're like, oh, what's the password? The computer's open. It doesn't need a password. And the son says, oh, nose. And they say, good idea. So they type nose, and then they press enter, and they're looking up stuff on Stanley Stupid, and then they put a photo of him in the floppy drive, and that's what causes the malfunction. But it saves...
Somehow that photo also uploads to the computer.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
But the end result is that the last little bit of the two alien pilots picked, the last bit of it becomes nose, and the author is Stanley Stupid. So the full headline is 2 alien pilots pick nose by Stanley Stupid.
It's so dumb.
It really is. I love how silly it is.
I want to point out that if this is that is how we would need to explain the whole plot, is Tristan meticulously going through each joke and explaining because that's the way the plot moves forward. I mean, in that instance,
yeah.
In that instance, it's not so egregious, I guess, because it's just kind of a silly side thing. It winds up actually pissing off these 2 aliens, and they show up at the end and are comically dispatched with in a way that we will get to. Yeah, throughout the movie, that's basically the way a lot of the plot goes, is just little things that feel like little throwaway gags or whatever that the characters take seriously, and
I don't think we've even got to what's happening with Stanley Stupid.
No,
we haven't talked about any of that.
No, so Stanley has been on the run or whatever, trying to chase down this garbage truck. He winds up in this junkyard, and so I have a couple notes here. He's trying to stake out the junkyard. He's Stanley Stupid. He's an idiot, obviously. But there's weird ingenuity that these characters have, which I love. That just secret genius silliness where it's Stanley Stupid's fucking bush thing. I mean, it's so dumb, but it's also you really thought through this idea. This stupid idiot thought through this idea, and this is what he came up with. Was living bush with arms and legs that starts screaming about its sentience for stealth. And yeah, so he's there and he's doing... It works somehow. Because everything they just bumble their way through their lives in a way that you've never seen in a movie, really. But I have a quote here, or a note. Things have escalated into a secret weapons plot? Question mark? Featuring the Maestro as evil general guy. I think his name is Niedermeyer. It's the maestro from Seinfeld.
Yeah, it is a maestro.
Yeah, you gotta specify
I also-
Seinfeld because there are several different maestros, and two of us are Doctor Who fans.
Yeah.
True.
I actually took I took a note here, and I think you guys also did as well. I wrote Bald Kiryu.
Yeah, I wrote Bald Kiryu as well. Actually, I wrote Balding Kiryu.
Yeah,
I
Tristan
wrote-
had a
I wrote
huge
just
note for it.
Bald Kiryu.
Yeah, there is a guy
Um,
who at this criminal conference thing, where it's just people from all over the world. There's this guy who kind of he kind of looks like Balding Kiryu, like Balkan
Yeah,
Kiryu.
10 years.
10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy.
10 years before Kiryu existed, too, which is
Yeah.
impressive.
Oh wow, that's
Good
crazy to
stuff.
think about actually.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, it's this big collection of criminals that are there, and they're doing this weapons deal,
The
and
Dragon anti-vehicle missile.
yeah, well, they have this, like, I just have a note that says, I love the super gun. Because they just,
Oh,
as a
it's
kid,
cool?
as a kid, I remember really thinking that was cool. It was just the gun that he shoots a fucking car and it explodes the whole car, and it's just a tiny little pistol. But,
Yeah,
I
I
have a
single
note
shot.
about I love the fireworks that explode out of the car are really funny.
uh-huh.
And also, I wrote down that this film has a surprising amount of like actual stunt and effect shots. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff in this movie that
A
would
lot
have
of
been a really
explosions.
Well,
huge pain to film.
it's like a very classic movie. I have a note about that. Like, this feels like a movie watcher's movie, you know? This is like, you got explosions, you got stunts, you got practical shit, you got like stop motion, you got some style, you got some costumes, you know, there's a lot going on, and for it to just get like Razzies and two out of tens and stuff is like fuck off. Honestly, the critics just don't know shit.
It was a good time.
Yeah. This is just the Stupids fan cope podcast now.
Hell yeah.
It is, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
So
Fuck it.
you said this earlier, Tristan. I have a note about this. I have a question. Is this a literal comedy of errors?
It is. It really is. I would
think
say.
it is. I don't know what the exact definition of that is, but I feel like this basically would be that. It's just escalating stupid mistakes that lead to like angry aliens trying to kill Stanley and stuff, you know? So I guess it's like the Last Jedi. It's a comedy of errors. Now I have one of my criticisms. The plot at this point, like, it gets into international fucking politics and like the state of the world in the 90s and Bill Clinton presidency, and it's not that heavy. Like, as a kid, I was still able to get on with it, but as an adult, I'm just like, the plot is like a little too grown up for kids to understand. Because
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of that element as a kid, like why the guy was like evil General Man or what was like motivation was. But it's
Reading
also
a Rush Limbaugh book at one point, which is
Oh.
very
Yeah,
on the
Rush
nose.
Limbaugh
that
book
tells you
about
all
it.
you
It's
need to
very-
know. I didn't need to see
Yeah.
that. But it's a bit too dumb to not be a kids movie. Also, like in some ways, I guess it's kind of like, what is this? The Pee-wee movie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I think.
Big Adventure, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but that's the way that's been described, is like it's kind of a kids movie, but it's not really. Like, adults can watch it, but it's like so silly and like off the wall that it's I mean, we've had 2 movies in a row now that have had like wacky Looney Tunes cartoon antics. Probably
Yeah, it's
more
great.
so Kung Fu Hustle,
Yeah.
but this is like more woven into the whole story throughout in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a plea to, you know, Joan and her children escape from the Times building. They have fucked up the whole building, and in the process, they've gotten a warning on the computer that because they put the photo in, it said error in drive B, and
Fatal error
this
in drive
becomes fatal
Yeah,
error
fatal
in
error,
drive B, and so this becomes a thing where Joan warns Stanley because he phones them at some point. He gets a car. It's a whole thing. Watch the movie. Stream the Stupids, babes.
Yes.
He gets a car and he winds up on his way back home. He phones Joan, and she, well, I think before this is when she calls the Floyd Deli. and she's trying to get help for her family, and
she
accidentally orders a brisket or something.
I really want to highlight this joke, but when the mom and the kids get home, the daughter's like, "This is serious. We gotta dial 1011."
Yeah, and then the mom says, "No, we're dialing. I think it's like 75,47611."
And
which
that ends
is
up being
just
the number to the deli.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I like 1011 and the escalation. It's very again. It also reminds me a little of like SpongeBob jokes at times, like the golden era of like Patrick. Yeah. So yeah, they warned Stanley about the fatal error with the drive B, and nobody knows what that means. But I mean, it comes up later. The Joan then recounts the past of Stanley to the kids.
And real quick before this, it should be noted that the people who are doing the arms deal are trying to kill Stanley Stupid.
Yeah, that's another important element there. It's the classic. They're sending Assassin's Creed ass hitmen after him. Yeah, it's the classic situation where Stanley is, for some reason, it's very strange why this happens. I mentioned earlier a scene where Tom Arnold is wrestling with like a fucking tire that's over him. This is happening in a scene where the evil bad guy is like looking at him through binoculars and going, "Wow, this guy is obviously very smart," and he genuinely means this.
And he's just getting himself stuck with a fucking tire.
I don't know if that's supposed to be the joke or like if that's a criticism because the plot makes no sense.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's not really delivered like a joke. It just comes across like the scene in the movie where like, someone bumbles their way into something and the guy's like, "Wow, he must really know his stuff." And then that's basically it. Stanley winds up in the course of his like getting away from this weapons deal, which by the way is toward the culmination of that. It's another one of the more unfunny jokes where it's like this long segment of the villain guy saying goodbye to all these people. And eventually Stanley is one of them, but it just goes on for like a minute where it's like, "Oh, here's a Jamaican guy, so he says cool runnings, brudda," and here's like a Irish guy or whatever, like, and so he keeps saying like regional goodbyes, and then Stanley's stupid, and he becomes this villain guy's rival, and I noted that it's almost like a manga or something. I don't know what it reminded me of, but just like a character who's so dumb that they bumble their way through and manage to get other people to just assume that they're really talented. I know that that's like another character that I've seen somewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because that is very much like...
It's almost like Luffy or something, but he is actually capable.
Yeah, but he's actually capable. It's Buggy. It's fucking Buggy the Clown.
Yeah, I guess
literally Buggy the Clown.
Yeah.
He is the most bumbling, incompetent fool, and everyone is just like, "Dude, this guy knows what he's doing."
Yeah, it is. It's Buggy. That's true. Yeah, he has multiple scenes where people try to kill him, and it's impressive how creative they get with how he manages to just have them fuck off. Like, he throws someone shoots his car at one point, and he's driving down the road, the assassin's coming, starts shooting at him, blows a hole in the gas tank. Stanley...
He's none the wiser.
Yeah, he knows nothing about this. He's not paying attention because he's an idiot, obviously. He just tosses, like, I think it's the car lighter out the window.
Yeah, he thinks it's a radio dial.
And it ignites this whole trail of gasoline that blows up the guy that's... Well, not actually blows him up. I really thought he was going to kill him. There are deaths in this, I think. I'm pretty sure...
The stupids are responsible for slaughter.
I'm pretty sure specifically the daughter and son are responsible for most of the slaughter toward the end. Especially the daughter, but...
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, she probably has the biggest body count.
Yeah.
Of anyone's movie.
But yeah, so he's just this bumbling idiot. He's like Buggy, and he manages to keep eluding these people, and every the surveillance that's watching him is just like, how could he do it? This man must have so much talent. We can't, it's that, and it's pretty great. You think it's gonna, like, I was expecting that to get like old, but again, it just continues being creative how he keeps getting rid of these guys. The one guy sneaks up behind him trying to like chloroform him, but Stanley is currently washing himself at a gas station with a water hose and an air hose.
Water and compressed air, which, by the way, would absolutely fuck his skull up.
Yeah.
Probably take his hair off.
But he's washing himself down that way.
He's just built different.
And the air hose shoots the guy's chloroform rag into his mouth, but it doesn't chloroform him. It just knocks him back into some tires, and then some other bullshit domino effect stuff happens, and he winds up blowing up and landing in the roof of a gas station, which, for some reason, has chickens.
So he got blown up, like, up into the air because his Assassin's Creed-ass wrist blade. By the way, again, like 10 years before Assassin's Creed existed.
It is,
It poked a hole in the tire, and, like, the pressure, like, blew him up.
It is. It's the hidden blade. So there is a part here while Stanley is driving. This is, I think, the next assassin that comes for him. It's like, this is starting to sound like the plot of No More Heroes, but it's the stupids.
He plants an explosive, like, on the door of his car.
Yeah, but because the drive bee, which is to say a bee that flies into his window while he's driving, starts to bother him, he connects the dots, because Stanley's stupid. He's smart, okay?
He's a genius.
That is the fatal drive bee that has the error. So he hits his car, he gets out, he tries to kill it with a shoe, and one of my favorite jokes in the movie, he blows up the bomb, the whole car goes up off screen. The surveillance guys are like, there's no way he could have survived that blast. He survived it. The whole rest of the car has been blown up, and he just looks at his
front. The front bumper is just like there, undisturbed,
completely undisturbed, and he just looks at the shoe and goes, "Wow, that's one tough shoe." And I guess he got the bee. I don't know, but the day was saved.
Now the bee comes back at the end. That's the sequel hook.
Yeah.
The Stupids 2: Revenge of the Drive Bee.
I was curious because I was like, actually, who did compose the Stupids? It's the guy who did Dragon's Lair and Space Ace.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay.
This is such a fucking stacked like crew. Not even the cast, but the crew.
Did you know that the license for Dragon's Lair is up for grabs?
Wow. Dragon's Lair equals funny is what I hear from that.
Yeah.
He also composed the Fist of the North Star movie from 1990.
Hey!
Wow. Wait, the like live action one?
Yep.
Yeah!
Good, we gotta watch that someday.
We gotta do that next season.
Oh no, we do, don't we?
We do.
I would like to humbly request that y'all let me finish reading Fist of the North Star before we do
I
that.
should really keep doing that too.
I need to start reading Fist of the North Star.
Oh,
yeah, I have like 11 volumes here next to me. It's just...
Yeah, I've got a few of the volumes. I was starting to explain the stuff with the wife again and the kids. But Joan, this is all happening. Stanley is eluding fucking like assassins, literal Assassin's Creed style assassins, and a bomb guy. And Joan and the kids are busy calling Floyd's Deli for their emergency SOS.
Coleslaw.
Lots of coleslaw, yeah. And she starts explaining to the kids Stanley's mysterious past. As he worked as a postman, where he was racist and saw a little Chinese girl and gave her the letter that he had that had foreign characters on it. So
yeah, it's like, here, you
he
can
just
have this
assumed
one.
she's Chinese, it's probably hers. It follows a sequence of like silly bullshit where he throws mail into sewer grates and wood chippers. He's just obviously the worst postman, and it's great.
Because like the number that's on the envelope is like right next to like the place where you put it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah,
So,
there's a number next to the grate, so you put the mail down there. He lives in the sewer.
Hey, yeah, I mean, there's a number here on the wood chipper. Oh, well, there goes all the mail.
It's going there,
He
yeah.
throws a package in, and it's got this like horrible clunking noise. It's great. It's not just short of like a cat meow kind of thing.
Honestly, they should have put that in. That would have
They
been
should've.
funny.
Yeah. But so yeah, he uncovers this devious plot, another devious conspiracy plot. Again, these people named the Stupids are really into conspiracies, and as we'll later learn, God. But
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, he finds out that a bunch of mail is being returned to some mysterious guy named Sender, and I as a kid I didn't know about Return to Sender. And I just thought Sender was like a cool name for a villain.
It is. It's big.
Kinda, yeah.
And here's the thing, the movie thinks that too, because the greatest sequence in the movie follows this.
Yeah.
Well, really quick, Mr. Stupid gets home, and I have written down here, even Mr. Stupid touches grass. Because he like takes a fistful of grass. He's like, yes, I love being home.
And he's on the wrong lawn, and he thinks an old man
course.
is his son in the future, because he's been gone for a long time. But, you know, he touches grass. That's the important thing.
So then, you know, he gets home, and he's like, okay, I know what's going on here. And he brings out the whiteboard, and the best fucking sequence in this movie happens.
Well, I also want to say, the whiteboard, it takes 3 different attempts of writing the word sender. I noted that it's at least 3 different whiteboard. Somebody wrote on the whiteboard sender with a circle around it like 3 different times. Once was Tom Arnold writing it for the camera, and then there were like 2 other different versions of it after. So I don't know. It took them a lot of effort to write the sender.
I mean,
whiteboard,
listen, we're
but-
talking about the Stupids, 1996 here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some goofs, I guess, in the Stupids, probably. But yeah, the greatest sequence in the movie. I didn't even realize this was my favorite sequence in the movie. I don't think it would have been years ago, but it super is now. They cast Christopher Lee to
Yes.
play Sender in this over-the-top, insane Stanley Stupid recreation of what he thinks the conspiracy is. Where Sender is this evil Satan man who just casts aside people's mail into a flaming, like, mouth, like a dragon mouth fireplace that he has. And he's just like, oh, poor Jenny, nobody's going to your wedding. And
It's legitimately like a really funny bit.
And
Christopher Lee
that's-
sells it so hard.
not
I
only
love
does he
Christopher
sell,
Lee so much.
it's not just him. They're so in on it. Like, they knew what they were fucking doing, because he shows up outside of his spooky evil lair. He's in the news station with the fucking people that were writing the headline. And he is also filmed with, like, this spooky, ominous red lighting on his face.
He always
the
has it
entire
on him,
time.
too.
He always
Yeah.
has it. Yeah.
Every shot with him. And so yeah, the Chinese guy is kind of involved in this, the Chinese waiter, and there's this great part where it's him and these 2 other people at the Chinese place, like filling these Chinese soy sauce packets with like a funnel. And it's like the waiter guy being like, he's having a crisis of conscience, just being like, I think we need to stop the Sender plot, you guys. No, we have to wait and see what happens. And again, this is like the last time these characters ever show up again. Total red herring. I really wanted the Chinese restaurant guy to come back. I kind of remembered him having more of a role, but he did not. But you know, to them, I'm sure he's very significant. Yeah, so it's the best sequence of the movie. It's this insane over-the-top thing. It ties together the garbage thievery, the like war weapons deal.
He's stealing the garbage because nobody ever protects their garbage.
Yeah, it's genuinely like stupid thought out plot for stealing garbage that's like, it's man's greatest resource. The waste bins will be useless without it. And it's it's great. It's just great.
I gotta say, evil Christopher Lee, Mr. Sender from the Imagination Realm, is my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love
me
him
too.
so
He's-
much.
And
he's
it's
amazing.
just his performance. It's Christopher Lee. Like his performance is
yeah.
obviously good.
But it's like
I don't think I've
Christopher
ever
Lee
seen a bad
doing.
performance
it's-
from Christopher Lee.
It's Christopher Lee doing Christopher Lee as a character. Like,
Yeah, like I don't think us describing it can properly sell how entertaining it is.
it's
know,
like
can't
they
do it
saw
justice.
him playing Saruman before he ever played Saruman and decided this is what needs to happen.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine Peter Jackson just watching The Stupids. He just sees Christopher Lee show up. He like puts his fists up to his mouth and he points. He's like, "That's who I got to cast
That's
for my
Yeah.
upcoming
Past him,
for my
I'll be
upcoming
honest.
adaptation."
I wouldn't put it past him. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's possible. So yeah, they and as a kid, again, I remember this just being such a like left turn. This movie felt like it took 100 years to watch, but I loved every second of it, even though it's just barely overrun like feature length runtime. But it felt so long because it did just have all these weird set piece scenes. It is almost like the best possible version of like a Borderlands Rise of Skywalker thing, where it's just now we have to go to this location to do this thing, and now this location. But it just works for some reason in this context. I guess because it's like just a dumb comedy. But yeah, it's just now there is a postal conspiracy, and you just have to be on board with that or something. But it's not just Postal because. By the way, check out Postal the movie. We may or may not be the reason for Postal 2 movie happening at some point. Maybe we'll see.
Possibly.
The chance is greater than 0.
It's a
Yeah, it can
possibility.
happen.
the weirdest part.
But yeah, he is. It's not just a postal conspiracy because they wind up finding a Charles Sender in the phone book, which takes them to what I have just marked as "Yay! It's the museum segment." And it's this great part where the Joan and Buster and
Well, real
Stanley.
quick. Because they head out and Floyd the deli delivery gets there and he's like, "Well, where you going? What about your delivery?" And I wrote down, "Floyd will get his revenge."
And he
Will
kind of
return.
does. He sort of does later in a way. But I will also say that I almost skipped over the great scene where Tom Arnold shocks himself out of being stupid for a moment and just explains how dumb the plot of the movie is, and then goes back to being stupid and just continues the plot of the movie. It's a little, I don't know if it's a great joke, but I enjoy it. I don't know. It's one of those ones where I feel like it's not. It wouldn't be good if you put it in something now, but in a 90s movie, it's like, yeah, this is before something like this would have been like maybe
before
nostalgia critic level.
Before Deadpool would look at the camera and pog.
There are a lot of
Yeah.
fourth wall breaks in
Yeah.
this movie.
I was gonna say that's a very Deadpool. Like I'm pretty sure there's a bit. I rewatched Deadpool 2 recently, and there's a bit in Deadpool 2 where he literally stops and goes, "I can't believe that's such lazy writing. I can't believe any writer would try to get away with that or something." And it's very much just that, but it's done more like candidly, in a way where I feel like it comes across as more charming in this.
Yeah. Honestly, what we need Ryan Reynolds to remake The Stupids.
Along with that guy from the Sonic movie.
With more Marvel humor.
Yeah, I proposed before we started recording that they do a new Stupids movie starring the guy who plays Wade in the Sonic movies and the Knuckles show. Because I think he would be really good as the lead of a Stupids movie. He is a very entertaining man, and he can deliver basically anything and make me chuckle.
Yeah, I see this GIF you posted here. He does kind of facially resemble Tom Arnold a tiny bit too.
Yeah.
A little bit Mike Stoklasa. They get in their car, they go off to the museum, and they split up. Joan and Buster, the son, head off in one direction. Petunia, the daughter, and Stanley head off in another direction. Interesting thing, the movie is not shy. This is one of the things I like about it. it's like a kid's movie, sort of. I watched it as a kid, and it didn't. I mean, I turned out obviously great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm sure it's fine to watch as a kid. But there's a lot of people that just die and like violence and stuff, which is great. And so it leads to a part where yes, Stanley and Petunia just think they're dead.
Yeah, like the lights go off and like, oh, we're dead. All right.
Yeah, which never
That's a
struck
shame.
me as being as heavy as it did before, like as it did this time, because like yeah, the whole movie is about how, like right before that, Stanley is when he's shocked into coherence. He's like, I've endangered myself and the lives of my entire family, all for some ridiculous nonsense. And yeah, like basically at any moment they could just get assassinated by some like guys. And so they have lines that are like, well, yeah, one moment you're chasing after some garbage, and the next, poof, you're dead. And
So I was looking, and apparently that's the plot of The Stupids Die, is that the power goes out, so all the lights in their house go out, and they think they've died.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty
Amazing.
good.
so it's like an adaptation of a few of the books then. That's great.
It seems
Yeah.
like they took elements from a few of them. Yeah, because I was just looking at that before when Tristan was talking about the books. I was like, huh, what are they about? And yeah, that's literally the plot of one of the books.
Interesting. Well, it's an interesting fit here because yeah, again, the movie is violent, and for them to just be like, well, I guess we're dead. I'm gonna miss Mom and my brother the most. Which I found to be like a very funny joke where it's just, you know who I'll miss the most? The only other characters in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family members, probably. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed. And then Stanley is just like, well, the way your mother drives, I'm sure she'll be here soon enough. It's weirdly dark for this type of movie. And I don't know if I ever noted how, like, black comedy it gets for a minute there. But yeah, they're in what they think is heaven. It's actually like the darkened planetarium area or whatever at the museum.
And then the best character comes in.
The other best character, yeah.
Second best. Number 2.
We got
Very
Lloyd.
close.
Lloyd is the magical black man of the movie.
He is.
And he is a janitor that they meet that they become convinced is actually the Lord, and Stanley says, oh, I guess we've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Trust in the Lloyd.
Yeah, I didn't know the movie ends on that, like as a title card thing. That's great. I'm glad you saw that because I didn't. It does. It ends on trust in the Lloyd. He speaks in very like mysterious, esoteric terms. It's the joke you probably think it is as I'm describing it, but it's done in a way that's like, that's the thing, is a lot of the movie is like predictable, but it's charming. Like, you can kind of see the jokes coming. Maybe it's just me because I've watched the movie, but like, okay, I've seen this in a comedy before. It's the misunderstanding joke where, he thinks one thing, but the other guy, he's just saying things. He doesn't know it's playing into, what he thinks. And it's like, you've seen it before in countless stuff, but here it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of charming. Maybe, again, it might be the nostalgia,
Yeah.
but
No, I think it is charming. I think that's the key word.
something about it is done in a way that's fun. And so, yeah, they talk to Lloyd, and it's a great scene. And meanwhile, Buster has his villain arc.
Yep. Hell yeah, I love Buster's villain arc.
Yeah, him and his mom go, well, they're exploring. This is another movie also, I have to point out, there's a scene where they're like, Joan finds Charles Sender's office, and she's like rifling through that. But Buster finds this like cool science area that's like for kids to, explore. And he's like,
they got like a plasma ball and stuff.
I found his devious laboratory. And I just saw that and I'm like, yeah, as a kid, that was one of those things where I watched and it was just like a visual thing that got me like, oh, I like this movie. Look at that plasma ball. Ooh! It's on screen for like 2 seconds, but for some reason, that's like one of the reasons I would have given this a 10 out of 10 as a 5-year-old. But,
I feel that.
Yeah,
Kids are
that's
the
fair.
best. That's so,
yeah,
it's so funny.
yeah.
It's
but
like,
so
it's like in Scooby-Doo 2. I look back at Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed very fondly because there's the scene where he does a cool surf. using a fire extinguisher or whatever.
Incredible.
Oh, is that the live action one?
Yeah,
that's,
like,
that's the second one with Seth Green.
Right,
I would
right.
actually,
That's a good one.
I actually
Instead of-
might say that should
instead
be
of
one of my
Mr.
movies
Bean.
next season. Is
Well-
my current idea.
You got to do both of the Scooby Doo's.
Yeah, you got Mr. Bean and you got Seth Green.
Mr. Bean, Seth Bean.
Green Seth Bean.
So Joan is stealing Mr. Sender's bullshit, and
As you do.
Buster finds like the prehistoric dinosaur area, and there's a part where they get terrified by the dinosaur skeletons. Well, that actually comes later because he finds an elevator. He, for various reasons, thinks that it's a time machine. Him and Joan go back in time, quote unquote, into the prehistoric era, which is just another floor of the fucking museum. And they get terrified of these dinosaur skeletons, and Buster goes power mad in a scene that I just love, where he starts writing his name on a rock, and he describes how people will worship him, and his name will be the most famous mystery of all time. The whole of the English language, the whole of language, will be based on his name. And it's just like a brief scene. I love the implications of it, though, and the fact that it gets resolved by him talking to Stanley, and Stanley just goes, "Buster!" and wags his finger at him. And Buster goes, "Sorry, Dad!"
I am ready for when Russell T. Davis decides to make the next master actually he's Buster.
Yeah.
The Buster?
The Buster.
Well, I mean,
Well, no. It's like Buster, but he's the master now.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like that. They're willing. They're. I like the implication of that. I think that would be. You were joking that would be a funny sequel, but I think they could do something with it. There's a funny One Piece moment where all of the characters just point. It's more Kingdom Hearts, really, where all the characters just encounter each other and they go, "Stanley, Petunia, Mom."
I was gonna say where's One Piece?
Well,
that's definitely like a Kingdom Hearts thing.
It's
of
the
like-
anime thing where they just shout the names. I don't know. That's what I thought, but it is more Kingdom Hearts for sure. So they cut out all of that from the series, and you'd wind up with like one fewer games in content length.
You're kind of right.
They discover that Charles Sender, the mysterious postal madman, who's actually, as we've discovered, a very nice old man who's just the curator in a museum, who has like photos where he's like smiling with little kids and stuff. And he seems like he's not played by Christopher Lee, by the way. He's a different.
Yeah, he's played
old
by
man
like a different guy.
who just looks like the nicest grandpa in the world.
He looks
But
sweet.
obviously,
He looks fine.
he's like an evil mastermind.
Yeah.
And he's going to be at the news station downtown. So again, we're jumping to another location set piece thing, where it's like, again, that's how I remember the movie, is like, oh, that segment where they're like there for a while, and then they just move on to Canto Bight for a little while, and then, it's like a Star Wars movie. They go to the news station, and there's some great moments, like the scene with the the talk show with Jenny McCarthy,
Yeah.
where
Oh yeah.
I think it's Petunia and Joan are like fucking with the applause switch, so they have her,
Yeah, I think it's a
getting
light
applause.
switch, and they keep
Yeah.
flipping it off and on.
and they have her getting applause at times when
Very inappropriate.
Very inappropriate times. It's fucking up the whole show. Again, comedy of errors type of thing. So that's very fun. I found parts of that to be kind of, it's a bit Seinfeld at moments. Again, it's got the guy who played the maestro, who gives Kramer the bomb, who no one told him to put on. Kramer did not know what the bomb does. But the maestro is the bad guy. And yeah, elements of this movie really do feel a bit like, I don't know, just satire of 90s culture kind of thing. Like, Seinfeld was definitely on and had some impact in the type of jokes that are in this movie, at the very least. And they're at the news station. Buster and Stanley separate from the other two, and there's a scene. You can't have a 90s movie without a little bit of Asian racism and a little bit of Stanley telling his son to be on the lookout for anything unusual or unnatural or something, and Buster seeing men wearing makeup for a TV thing, and Stanley going, "That's where we're going." Not the type of joke, that ages very well. But we're not even up to "I'm my own grandpa" yet.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I gotta say, Mr. Stupid is the funniest wood elf ever. He actually moonlights as Galedal in Tamriel.
That he does.
Yeah, there's a sequence there which is I found it more awkward now. I remember it being it becomes funnier, but it starts out and he is on this talk show that's like, I guess for just like outrageous family incest cases or some shit, where it's like, I married my daughter's mother's wife or whatever.
Yeah, the first one was an old guy who said, "Well, I divorced my wife to marry your daughter." That immediately made me think of the story that we were covering yesterday on the podcast.
Yeah. Just read a thing about that.
So yeah, as we're recording this, is
that'll
September
be
2nd
episode 59.
Yeah,
episode 59, yes. So he's on this Oh god, there goes the PS5 controller. We're good. They might have fucked up my options button again, but they're actually surprisingly easy to fix if that happens.
That's good.
But he winds up. I only learned like recently, actually, like a week or a couple weeks ago or something, that "I'm my own grandpa" is, I think, what is it? Mel Brooks, Mel Blanc, one of those.
It's
Mel
Galedal,
Brooks.
the funniest wood elf ever.
It is not a song from the Stupids. It doesn't originate in the Stupids. It's just like an old comedy song, I guess, which Tom Arnold starts singing for everybody, and it cuts away. It's awkward and weird at first, and I think that's the point, because then it cuts away, and the evil villain discovers that Tom Arnold is still alive, alternating between calling him Stanley and Tom Arnold, but, he's still alive. He's still out there. And he has eluded all of his assassins. And he discovers this by turning on the TV and seeing him sing, "I'm my own grandpa." And when this happens, it's another scene I just love, where all of the people in the fucking studio are like nodding their heads and waving their hands. Like, there's a part where they're doing like jazz hands. They're legitimately holding up their hands and like waving them a little bit, and like not in unison nodding their heads with the tempo. It's so dumb. It's so profoundly, might I say, stupid.
Awesome. I was curious how anyone could market this movie. So I looked at what the original trailer for this movie was.
Oh my god.
I need to see
The original
this.
trailer for this movie is just the "I'm my own grandpa" scene. That
Seriously?
was the original teaser trailer for the whole movie. Was just a very long-winded intro that explains exactly what a teaser is to the audience, saying, "This is a preview for a movie called a teaser. A movie is a major motion picture," and then they just play the "I'm my own grandpa" scene, and that's it. That's the whole trailer.
So did they just give up on trying to make a real trailer and just make that instead, then?
I don't know, but that's what I saw.
I guess.
Wow. I did not know that. That's quite something.
Oh my god, you're right. The following is called a teaser trailer, a highly conceptual, thought-provoking, hard-hitting look at, at an upcoming film. One which is expected to be a major motion picture quote-unquote event.
Okay, that's it, yeah.
Oh my god, it's just uncut. Oh, wait. There's a little fucking, like, there's lyrics and a little bouncy ball going across them. This is incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was the fucking trailer for this. That's such a...
It's a teaser. I actually looked. There's a trailer that's like more...
Okay.
There is a trailer that's more like a trailer, but this, like, the original teaser, this is fantastic.
I mean, that's not going to really sell people on the movie out of context. That would
absolutely
just be very
not.
strange.
It's a song from another movie.
Yeah. That's so weird. Holy shit.
Man.
Like, I think there's one thing here that isn't, like, that scene, and it's just like a fucking random ass shot of Tom Arnold. He's like putting something in his pocket.
Amazing. I have to watch this in my own time.
Oh,
in my own time.
It's him in the beginning of the movie where he's like checking off his list, and then he says that seems pretty senseless, but whatever, because that's what it says to do on his list.
Oh yeah.
One of those dumb jokes that kind of lands, not really, but yeah, I guess that was in the trailer. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it lands less
Teaser.
because it's fucking uproariously hilarious, but more because it's just a bit silly and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very funny. Yeah, I mean, I remember. To be fair, that is one of the more memorable things in the movie. As a kid, I remember that "I'm My Own Grandpa" song and associate it with that movie. And but like, I forgot the context of it and how it actually does kind of tie into the plot. I didn't give this movie enough credit in my memory. I remember it being just a nightmarish fucking, in a good way, but like just a bunch of shit. It's like dreamlike or something. But no, it does all kind of follow. It's just that it is all based on like ridiculous plot contrivance, and that's like the point. That's what drives the movie, which is interesting. You don't see a lot of movies that are so absurd on a conceptual level. Like, I don't know, just such a profoundly stupid movie. It's great. But this makes the evil military men find out that that Stanley is still alive. Stanley and Buster, I think, track down Charles Sender, who leaves them off with. See, he's the curator for a museum, so he's going to go pick up some Olmec heads for his museum for the display.
Which, I'm gonna be real. If there were Olmec heads in my local museum, I'd go to that museum. Olmec
Yeah, that
heads
sounds pretty
are
cool.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says to them as he's getting on an elevator, I must leave. I'm taking over the heads of a dozen foreign countries. Which is it's like a forced joke, but it also feels like something that the grandpa would just say to be funny. So it kind of fits. Like it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. And so at that point he gets Stanley gets kidnapped by the military guy's goons, which he mistakes for being Charles Sender's goons, the evil Sender, with his conspiracy and everything.
And Buster tries to stop them, but one of the goons just spins them. And that's actually useful advice. If a child is ever accosting you, just spin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just rotate that motherfucker.
Or just do a windmill motion. They can't really fight that. Yeah. So Stanley is abducted by these guys. He's held, not really hostage, but he's held captive at gunpoint. Bad guy is, doing the movie thing where he obviously should just kill him probably, but like he doesn't for like no reason. Yeah. And again, it's one of these things where it's excusable because the movie is just so, especially by this point, it's earned its cachet of stupidness.
It is so the stupid's 1996.
Yes. Yeah. That it's fine when plot contrivance. Again, that's the whole plot of the movie is contrivance. For whatever reason, I forget now. But I think it's because they're about to do the big second weapons deal or whatever at Warehouse 21.
Like the first one was like a preview or something like that.
Yeah. Niedermeyer heads off and leaves Stanley in the deadly care of his armed guards, his
in the
goon
cuck
squad.
chair of his office.
Right. He's all tied up, and. So there was a thing earlier in the movie, him and Petunia, they talked to Lloyd. And Lloyd, the janitor, he gave them, Lloyd, our Lloyd and Savior,
Yes.
He
Trust
gave
in
them
the Lloyd.
Trust in the Lloyd. He gave them some important advice, which, is the most important thing that God could ever tell you, which is to please clean up your gum. Because he spends a lot of time cleaning up gum after you people. So Stanley sees this gum-chewing dickhead guard, who I just love for some reason. He's so chewing the scenery and the gum. He's just like, he's not going anywhere. It's chomping that fucking gum. And he's just like twisting his fucking suppressor or whatever on his gun. It's a great bit performance. But he spits the gum it sends Stanley into an autistic mad rage spiral, where he, with what can only be described as tard strength, breaks free from his bonds and shouts, "In the name of the Lord!" and knocks the guards into each other. It's a whole slapstick display. He escapes via flagpole. Dudes whack into each other some more. He continues escaping. At this point, there's some talk of a sovereign nation called Stupidia, of which the president is Joan and the head of the army is Stanley. That's neither here nor there, really. I have a note that just says, Home Alone made the 90s like this.
It really
That's
did.
true.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Just the wacky fucking boobery of like the guard whacking into the other guard from the flagpole, and Stanley gets away. Stanley tells the family that the bad guys are organizing some sort of massive attack, which great. Get me tickets. That sounds awesome. I hope they're finally making a new album. One of the movie's flaws, I say here, is my note about the wooden extras, because there's parts there where there's jokes that feel like they would be funnier if it was The Simpsons and the characters were a little more emotive in that cartoony way, but yeah, it's just kind of like a slightly wooden performance from like Goon number 5 or whatever, who I don't know if he knows or maybe was directed that well what kind of movie he's supposed to be in. I don't know. Like the cartoonish nature of how he should be doing this performance. You get that a lot with the Warehouse 21 scene with guys who, maybe they thought they were going for more of like a, I don't know, Spies Like Us or some shit, and they got The Stupids instead, where it's like
Worst deal of my life.
There's a scene, again, just plot contrivance nonsense. There's a scene where, like Fortune from MGS2, someone tries to shoot a gun at Stanley, and it ricochets around the room, with everybody's eyes darting around to follow it. And yeah, it's one of those parts. That was one of the parts where I'm like, in The Simpsons, this would be better, but this is kind of not that great here. But it's another moment of just ridiculous. I think that winds up freeing Stanley from like a winch.
Yeah,
like
he got his suspender stuck in there, which I gotta say, when Stanley is working alone, like when it's just him up against all of these like guys, he really gives off like heavy, goofy era Seventh Doctor energy, without any of that like
Doctor Who,
manipulative kind of shit. Just Seventh Doctor, but only the goofy bits.
Yeah,
the hat helps.
There's the hat, yeah. It is basically McCoy's hat. There's so much of other characters in the Stupids. It's weird, especially in Stanley Stupid. Namely, like I pointed out, it feels like some kind of, Gabe said it. I guess Buggy, Buggy from One Piece, just kind of accidental, genius assassin or whatever.
Someone who's so inept that it comes back around and they are inevitably like the cause of everything that happens around them.
Yeah, and it's great to behold. I don't know what it could be that gave people 2 out of 10 ratings for this fucking movie. I get
it's
not a perfect movie.
If you don't find it funny, then it's probably miserable. But I think there's a lot of stuff here that is legitimately pretty funny.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it as being very stupid, because like that's the point. It's not. I know the argument of like, oh, it's not trying to be high art is so overblown, but like, no, this movie's designed to be as dumb as possible. Like,
and in a way that's pretty smartly done. Like, it takes intelligence to be this stupid. Like, a stupid person would try to make a story that's, way out of their fucking pay grade. It would be like The Room or whatever. But this is like a very well-crafted plot of just dumb plot contrivance shit that makes no sense. You can kind of see how it's like being screenwritten as you're watching it. Just like, how do we do this scene? I don't know.
Make something stupid happen.
Something stupid happens, yeah.
You're a wonderful asset to this team, Paulie. Yeah, thank you, sir.
And then they cast Polly as Floyd. Yeah. So the warehouse is going nuts. There's an arms deal happening, but Stanley's fucked it up. Everyone's trying to get him. They can't shoot him because he's got, again, Fortune from MGS2 powers or something. So they're all just supposed to, like, physically grab him.
I guess he has, like, Ticket to Ride or, like, Love Train or something like that, you know?
Yeah. As he's, like, trying to run from them, it becomes this sequence where the mom and children are trying to, like, direct him. And like, go left, no, the other left, and it goes on a little long, but it's a little fun. And then what winds up happening is, you know, Buster, what happens with him? He fucking breaks a box, which spreads all these shells and fucking, like, bullets all over the floor. And,
yeah, one of the guys who's menacing his dad, like, slips all over him and falls and dies.
And seemingly dies, and then Petunia, she finds a grenade, and she just takes the fucking ring off of the grenade like it's jewelry and goes like, how beautiful, and tosses the grenade behind her in a great comedy shot where these two guys just, like, blow the fuck up.
They're dead.
The screen. Yeah, they're just
They're
dead.
fucking dead.
She killed those men. They're dead.
Massacre.
Those men have shrapnel inside of them, probably in their lungs and hearts.
And their
They're
brains,
fucking deceased.
It's all over, yeah. And during all of this,
That little
Joan
girl has
Stupid,
killed people.
so is the boy. During all of this, Joan Stupid is momming the warehouse up. At first I was like, why is she not doing anything? She's just kind of standing there, like, with her mouth agape, because that's what she does for a lot of this movie. But she starts doing the mom thing and just, like, tidying things up a little bit. There's, like, chaos and explosions and men running for their lives, and she's just, like, propping the gun up slightly against a thing so that it's not just on the floor. Yeah, it's such, like, mom shit, and I'm here for it. It's great. Yeah.
Hang on. I might have a little bit of a network thing. Just give me 1 sec.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Am I good?
Yep, you're good.
You're
Yeah,
good?
Okay, I just realized I still have my VPN on.
Ah.
All right, we're fine.
Yeah. So, during all of this, you know, there's a bunch of chaos, and the Maestro, the bad guy, Maestro from Seinfeld, he escapes. He gets away. I forgot that he does come back, but I was just like, oh yeah, I guess he just gets away. Wow. He sets up his, like, number 2 guy to be the fall man. So fuck that guy. He's done for. And he gets away. Until he comes back. You know, the day is saved, right? Stanley and the family return back to the stupid home.
Well, there's also, of course, you know, the arch villain that they had to take care of.
Right, Charles Sender.
You know, Charles Sender, you know, he's trying to get into the warehouse. I think to get his Olmec heads. Either that or he needs to pass through.
Yeah,
And
the Olmec heads are held in some of the cargo there, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, Mr. Stupid, Stanley Stupid, notices him and walks up and says, yeah, no, now you've lost. And he's like, yes, I am. I'm very lost. Can you help me find my way back?
And he delivers it very genuinely, and I thought it was actually quite funny, because the way he says it is like, actually, yeah.
Yeah, can you give me some directions, you know?
And Stanley gives him, it's another one of these scenes where it's Stanley thinks the character is, it's like Lloyd again, basically. Stanley thinks the character is someone that he isn't. He's saying things that have double meaning for this other guy. The other guy just wants to get back home. What I find funny is after Stanley Stupid gives his great advice of, like, you need to turn back, straighten up, and as long as you follow the light, you will be okay. What I find great is that Sender then returns to looking at his map. He's like, thank you for your help, and then he goes back like, all right, that didn't help me. Let me look back at the but yeah, he sends Sender back on his way, you know, poetically. The evil Mr. Sender, the postal conspiracy.
A lesser of the two
resolved.
Senders, to be fair.
Yeah.
Still, we love him.
We'd love to see real Christopher Lee Sender again at some point in the stupid cinematic universe, but like that could be later on down the line in the Buster movie or something.
Yeah, they'll have to resurrect him as a robot, but it can be done.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah. So.
We've already done that a few times already, so.
Oh yeah, they got.
Yeah, they did it with Abraham Lincoln. Crazy.
Yeah. So back in the stupid household, the evil villain guy Niedermeyer, he shows up again. He's gonna kill them.
The door.
He's hiding behind the door in a very comically disadvantageous spot, and just in that moment, as he's gonna kill them, Floyd returns and slams.
Praise the Floyd!
Praise the Floyd! He returns wanting to give them their food that they ordered and then never paid for earlier. And, you know, in doing this, he slams the door open. It's complete, I haven't written more Looney Tunes bullshit. It's just, he gets, like, flattened into a pancake and falls down. And that's it for the villain guy. Praise the Floyd. I don't know how, I guess they called the cops or something, I don't know. And so that's basically it. They have a little barbecue.
Yeah, they're cutting up watermelons on Labor Day.
On Labor Day. The daughter's got an outfit that has watermelons on it, I guess, for some reason. She doesn't cut in the watermelons, Tristan. She actually uses a bike pump to perfectly quarter the watermelon into 4 quarters.
Listen, we can't all be perfect, you know? We can't all be stupid.
I enjoy that very much. You just assume that the gag would just be that it explodes on her, but no, it works out perfectly fine. And then that's when the aliens come back. Oh yeah, there was aliens.
I bet you forgot about them, bitch.
Oh,
stupid,
stupid fucking retard. So there was a part earlier in the movie where they put out that paper, and it was about 2 TV shows about aliens that are going to be picked up by the network, but they called it, you know, 2 alien pilots picked by network or whatever. But the stupids, they're stupid. So they changed the fucking headline to 2 alien pilots pick nose by author Stanley Stupid. And somehow, don't ask how, I won't let you ask how.
Don't worry about it.
They get a paper. The aliens get that specific day's paper in a sequence, another great sequence set to, I don't know the name of it, but it's like, it's not Ode to Joy, but it's one of those.
This was like half of the movie ago, by the way.
Yeah, this is so long ago, where they have the aliens show up. The aliens are fucking, there's classical music, they're in space. They
find like a weird flight attendant alien.
Sexy flight attendant alien, yeah. And the alien designs are pretty good too. Practical, weird heads with eyes that like have some kind of fucking dynamics to them as well. It's pretty good. I mean, it looks like shit and it's stupid, but it's pretty good. They finally land because they're incensed with the paper that called them nose-picking aliens. And,
goddamn nose pickers!
Those fuckers. It's worth noting also that the horrible stop-motion cat is in the pool at this point on a floaty thing. The dog, the horrible stop-motion dog, shows up and tries to point out the aliens to Stanley
with like flags.
Yeah,
honestly, here's the thing.
Great.
If these if the dog and cat had been in the movie more, it probably would have been a little bit funnier too. Like, yeah, they look kind of horrible, but like
it probably cost a lot to make those scenes happen. Yeah, so we got what we got, and it was confusing how little of them there were. Yeah,
really. I'm pretty sure they each got like 1 scene each, 2 scenes each, rather.
Basically. And the dog scene both of them look basically the same, where it's just the dog freaking out, trying to like draw attention to something, and the stupids are too stupid. Somehow they just don't notice the aliens standing directly in front of them, or the spacecraft, because they're so stupid, guys. But Stanley...
What are these guys? The stupids, 1996?
I guess they must be. Stanley lights them on fire as he's trying to start a grill. And the aliens fuck off, I guess. Anyway, that's at the end.
Yeah,
goodbye, movie.
Yeah, the note says, "Oh right, there were aliens too, and they're gone." Maybe that was one of the books. There were aliens. I don't know, but that's it for the stupids.
Oh, it was Labor Day. All right.
Yeah,
it's my final note actually.
What was that?
My final note was about how there's a lot of weird cameos. That was my like main thing I thought at the end of the movie was just like this movie
Yeah,
is
'cause-
so bizarre and full of so many weird like references and cameos and
The,
ideas. Like if we described this to someone as best we could, as
Which is what
simply
we're
as we
doing.
could-
Yeah.
No, but I mean like as simplified as possible. It would make no sense. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But on the cameos, I'm not sure who exactly it is, but the neighbor, like I recognize him from the Star Trek movie,
Oh.
and
Shit.
he was actually the last one to show up because he got invited to the party by by Stan, and he said, "No, actually, I left the fucking bath water running."
Oh my god, it's Robert Wise.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
The man who edited Citizen Kane
Wait,
and
what?
directed West Side Story and The Sound of Music.
Oh my god!
What is up with this movie?
Fuck.
It's got David Cronenberg and like all these other fucking like directors and fucking. That's very interesting. Because I would have
That's
never
wild.
assumed that. It's like when Kojima makes a thing and just shoves all his favorite directors into it. I want Kojima's The Stupids.
I would be
Oh
down
my
for
God.
that.
I think that would just be Metal Gear Solid 4.
It would be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Well,
yeah, no,
that's
that is the
that-
stupid.
But that is.
that's the
I mean,
Stupids.
I have to look up David Wise, Robert Wise. Sorry.
It's a childhood favorite
Oh my
for
god,
me.
he does. He did. Yeah, because I only know him from the Star Trek movie because I just
Mhm.
watched a shit ton of behind the scenes stuff because we had like 3 DVDs.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Can't believe
wasn't
he
aware
edited
of all
Citizen
that.
Kane.
I'm glad that we've done this now because I learned so
That's
much
incredible.
about one of my favorite movies, and it really is one of my favorite movies. I like it more now. Even trying to be critical and noting things that I don't like about it. If I'm being objective, I'd say it's like honestly, objectively, I give it like a 7 out of 10, but like subjectively, man, this is like a 10 for me, maybe 9. Like 9.5. It's got some
Hell
flaws,
yeah.
but just there's no other movie like this. I want to watch the Speed Racer movie because I think that's the only other thing that's like as fucking
Like
off the wall
unhinged.
silly visuals and just I mean I think the story might make more sense in that, but like just the style of this movie, the silly soundtrack, the constantly changing plot, it's the best case scenario of a movie that's just location to location things happen. It's such a 90s movie in like the best ways and some of the bad ways, but like mostly the best ways. Yeah, I give it the biggest recommendation I can.
Yeah. It's a great time. I'd say this is probably like a 7.5 in my book if I'm going with that. I'd say 7.5.
I'm gonna be boring and also give it a 7.
That's fair.
That's fair. Good.
I might also say 7. I don't really have that much like against it, you know.
7's across the board. Hell yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be a dick then and bump up to 8. I'm gonna bump officially
Alright.
up
Hey,
to 8. 'Cause
I
there's
respect
only
that.
a couple. There's really only a couple of things where I'm like, the Stanley Stupid could be maybe a couple extra takes, trim some of the scenes, whatever. But like, I don't know what you like. I'm thinking about what you can't cut any real scenes from the movie. Except maybe the Chinese place stuff, because that's
Maybe
not.
the alien stuff. But
Yeah.
like, the alien
Maybe,
stuff
but
was funny.
It's so short in the movie. It's like it doesn't really take up much time or anything, and it's funny, yeah. And it's got fun like outfits, Yeah, so there's nothing. All you could really do is like shorten a few scenes, like the stuff with the tire.
Yeah,
or,
the tire stuff probably needed to be cut entirely. Honestly.
Yeah.
Entirely. Ha ha ha.
Ah, funnier than that joke. Yeah. It's a good movie. I like it. It's got some issues. Not all of the jokes. Don't let me sell it to you too hard. I mean, you might just not find it very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might find it kind of boring or something. Like I could see why someone.
I don't
wouldn't
think
enjoy
any.
it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone would necessarily find it boring, but I could see people not finding it funny. I could see
If-
people enjoying or like finding it entertaining for how silly and constantly changing it is. But like, yeah, I could see the jokes not being funny.
Yeah, if you like silly, stupid shit, this is great. This is wonderful. If you don't, maybe not for you.
Yeah.
And this is another movie like Postal, or I mean, really even sort of the Assassin's Creed movie a little bit. Much less so with that, but I'd say even more so than Postal, where, yeah, it got bad reviews and it really doesn't deserve it. Postal deserves something a little closer to those reviews, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they were on. I mean, I legitimately, when I was saying earlier, like, this movie is smartly crafted stupidity, like, I do think it might have just been too smart for people. As silly as that is to say.
Quote from DeadwingDork, the stupids was too smart for people.
I get
I
where
love
it's
it.
coming from.
Quote.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it. I get it. It's just a funny quote.
I don't think
Funny words put together.
I don't think they knew that this was a movie that, yeah, the plot is what it is, and no, I can't think of any other movie that's like that. It's like experimental in that way. I mean, there probably are others like it, and I'd like to see them if there are, but just the ridiculous escalating comedy of errors of like plot convenience and shit that you would normally would never work. It's like black marks in a script, like, God, get this out, you have to fix the fucking plot. It's how does Stanley escape this? This makes no sense. This is just luck. That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
And you have to just be on board for that, and you have to be like, this is going to be a kind of a weird experience that's not like other movies, and that's part of why I like it.
Silly
Yeah,
silly
no, it's
little
a
movie
super
for silly little
unique film.
guys.
There's not
Yeah.
really much else like it, you know?
Yeah, I would like to see more if there is, but Stupid's pretty cool movie. Stick around for next second screenings when we watch a horrible, horrible disaster featuring
can't
Tom
wait.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Double
Yeah.
up on a Tom Arnold here.
I really hope
Doubling up on-
I really hope my movies aren't the best and the worst, honestly.
You might might knock it out of the park.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear might not be. This might be more boring and horrible to sit through than Cocaine Bear. I gotta be honest.
How long is it?
It's probably not that long. Probably an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
see.
we're giving
if
it
it's an
away.
hour and
It's
a half, you know, it
hardcore.
might not feel long. Well, it might feel
It's
long,
an
but it
hour
won't.
and a half. No,
won't-
last time we watched it, it was hell. It felt long.
Yeah, it was
Oh, boy.
it was
Yeah.
quite an experience. It was like the Borderlands movie is longer than it feels like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stick around for that. We're out of good movie era and we're back to some trash.
Yeah,
And then
two more
next will be
trash.
Gabe's
to
picks.
trash.
Yeah, after that's Gabe. You got this, Gabe. We believe in you.
I
No
listen.
pressure.
After the bad things we've watched, I'm far less nervous about my picks. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
like Assassin's Creed was. Oof.
Assassin's Creed was rough. It was rough.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think the most pain that I've endured is watching Cocaine Bear again for this.
Yeah.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, the stupids, it's very stupid to watch Cocaine Bear. Don't ever watch Cocaine Bear. Watch the Stupids.
I would rather watch this movie again 5 times in a row than watch Cocaine Bear again.
Agreed.
I would
Fuck it, 10
totally
times,
watch this
15
movie 5
times. I would watch
in a
this
row.
movie nonstop for a week if it meant I never had to even think about Cocaine Bear again. Are you
Get it
kidding
erased
me?
from your mind, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the fucking memory eraser from what's that one series? Men in Black.
Men in Black. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hit me with that.
Yeah, that would be nice. But as that kid said, ironically enough, that seems like the kind of thing that'll stick with a man forever.
Oh god,
Oh, that's true. He was talking about the movie.
that he
really
was.
did.
That we
We
live in
re-
a society.
We really do be living in a society right now. That's what we do.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
yeah, thanks, folks. Take it easy and penis.
Venus, stick around for the next one.
Screenus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, click,
Oh.
click the links on screen
Screenus.
for the next episode of the previous one. Haha.
Yay!
stupid!